Hey guys, welcome to Karting with Zephyr. Today we're out at Dallas Karting Complex and we're going to be racing in the July Rental League race day. With that, let's jump right into qualifying. So we're going to jump right into my fastest lap of qualifying, which is lap 5 here. You can see we're on the north track today for this Rental League day. And we need to qualify in the top 20 to automatically make it to the final. If we don't, then we'll have to go into a last chance qualifier. So definitely want to try to aim for that top 20. It is a sold out Rental League day, so that means that there are 50 people in our class. We are going to be racing in the lights class today. There's also another 50 people that were out here racing in the heavies, so definitely a busy day with about around 100 people there. You can see we are using the brand new carts that Dallas Karting Complex has. They've been using them for the Rental League days the last couple months, so it's definitely exciting for me to try them out for the first time. They definitely feel very nice. They got a lot more grip than the old carts, so you are able to take the corners a lot faster, which is definitely nicer for getting in some good lap times. With that, we pull around the final corner and finish our fastest lap of qualifying. We end up with a 72.3 or a 112.3. That was 22nd, so we didn't quite make it to the finals automatically, but we are starting in the front for this last chance qualifier race. We get a pretty good start. We are able to cut off the inside and follow cart 67 there. We got quite a few people behind us though that want to get through. We leave the inside open there, so cart 93 is able to jump in the inside. So with that, we go side by side into this corner here. We did have the inside here, so that means we had a bit of a slower exit, and 93 was able to pass us there. So with that, we fall down into third. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this is my first Rental League race day, and not only that, this is my first race format I've ever done in a kart, so I'm not too disappointed by the results. I've only been karting for about a year, and yeah, dropping only one position in the first lap with the chaotic starts, so things have been going relatively well so far. We see cart 72 poke his nose through and try to get past us. We hold him off on the outside there. See, he's still poking his nose through, trying to get past. You can see cart 72 and 78 are both right on us. A little bit of a gap to the cart behind him, though. You can see cart 72 is right on us. I signaled to him that we should work together, and he does listen. He gives us a little bit of a bump draft there. You can see our little bit of fighting has opened up quite a bit of a gap to the first and second, those carts in front of us. So at this point, just trying to get our heads down, get some good laps in, and try to build a bit of a gap to the carts behind us. Going down the straight here, you can see cart 72 is right on us, but he's still working with us. He's giving us a little bit of a bump draft there, so we don't have to worry about him for the immediate future. However, I'm sure if we make any mistakes, he would definitely take advantage of that and pull by us. So like I mentioned, this is the last chance qualifier race, so let me take a second to explain about the format. So generally the way it works is the top 5 from this race make it to the finals. However, they had a lot of people out here today, so they actually decided to change that to be the top 10 make it to the final. However, They did not mention that to us before going out, so all of us racers are racing under the impression that just the top 5 are going to make it. So with that in mind, we definitely are in a decent position, but we do not want to lose any positions as we're only 2 spots off from the cutoff. At least that's what I thought. You can see down the straight here, Kart 72, he's still working with us. He's giving us a bit of a push down the straight there. And we are starting to build a bit of a gap to the karts behind him. You can see here, Kart 72, he's definitely right on us, and he's peeking through. He's definitely going to take advantage and try to pass us if we mess up at any point, but you can see we definitely have a little bit of a gap to the kart behind him, so working together has been working out in our favor so far. See behind us, Kart 72 is still right on us, but we have quite a bit of a gap to the karts behind him. Going into this, we can see the marshals signaling that we have 2 laps to go. However, I mess up at this point and slide off the track a bit there, so Kart 72 takes advantage of that and jumps in front of us. And almost immediately he starts to build quite a bit of a gap. So now that we're down to 4th, we're just trying to maintain position. You can see the karts ahead of us are a lot faster than us, so we probably aren't going to catch them, but we do still have a decent gap to the karts behind us, so if we don't do any more mistakes, we should hopefully be able to hold on to 4th. So heading into the final lap now, we have still quite a gap to the karts in front of us. However, we have quite a big gap to the karts behind us there, as you can see. So unless we make any big mistakes, we should be able to finish with 4th. So just trying to focus on maintaining consistent laps and making sure that we don't mess up on this final lap. So assuming that we're able to hold this position of 4th, we would end up qualifying and making it to the finals in the 24th position. So would be starting towards the back of the race of the finals, but at least we had made it there. So as we head down the final straight of the final lap, it looks like we are going to be able to finish in 4th, and yes, we are able to hold 4th. So with that, we qualify and make it to the finals, so let's jump right into the final race there. So jumping into the finals formation lap, you can see they had a Lamborghini out as our safety car kind of leading our formation lap. Was really cool. So with that, let's jump into the onboard for this final race. And the flagman waves the green flag, so we are racing. We started in 24th, like I mentioned. So we start out pretty good. However, like I mentioned, this is the second race I've ever done, so I'm not very good at race starts and just leave the inside just wide open, so kart 89 was able to jump in there. And I make the same mistake going into this turn as well, and a whole bunch of people barge their way through on the inside. So with that, we fell down to 30th, which is last. So at this point, we just gotta work our way through the traffic and try to claw back our positions. Even though we fell back down to last and have to work our way back, we know we should be faster than the people immediately in front of us and should be able to work our way up to at least around 24th, where we started the race at. You can see kart 89 and 65 are fighting quite a bit here, and there is a bit of a gap opening up in front of them, so we gotta try to quickly get past them so we don't get stuck behind too long. Going down the straight, we see we're catching up to kart 65, so we try to pass them on the inside there. He does manage to peek back, however we're able to hold the position on the outside and also able to sneak past kart 90 here and jump up into 27th. You can see there, 2 people fell off track, so we get 2 free positions up into 25th now. And we also get to take advantage of this little incident and jump into 24th and try to sneak our way through 77 and jump up into 23rd. So with that, going into the end of lap 2, we've managed to claw our way back to 1 position better than we started at the beginning of the race, which definitely happy with that, especially after that rough start we got. With that said, we are right on the tail of this giant group ahead of us, so trying to take advantage and keep climbing our way up. You can see we had a bit of a gap to the karts behind us at this point, so that should be safe to try to focus on trying to get some more positions in this giant group in front of us. You can see kart 69 and 82 are fighting, so that lets us try to peek our way through and pass them. We get a bit of a bad exit out of that corner, so we don't manage to keep that position and get pushed a bit wide there. Doesn't slow us down too much. So going into this straight, we are looking to try to pass these guys. Decide to end up following kart 69 through and pass that kart on the outside. And we managed to get the move done. So with that, we jump into 22nd. If you're enjoying the video so far, I would definitely appreciate a like. And if you're interested in watching any future content like this, definitely subscribe. This is my first video like this, and I plan on making many more. So definitely subscribe if you're interested in any of that. With that, let's get back into the video. So you can see the kart behind us, he's on us, but we have a little bit of a gap, so we're somewhat safe. Definitely a bit of a gap to the karts in front of us, but they're not too far, so just work on trying to catch up to them at this point. see the gap behind us is still kind of similar to what we were seeing before. So definitely need to put in some consistent laps and try to make that gap wider. Going into lap 6, you can see we got a lot bigger gaps, so definitely was able to put in a good lap there. You can see it was our fastest lap of this race so far, which definitely makes sense since that was pretty much our first clear lap with no traffic to deal with. See the karts ahead of us, they're starting to fight a little bit, so we are closing that gap pretty quickly. They are starting to spread apart though, however, and not fight anymore, but we are right on them. We tried to pass this guy on the inside here going into this straightaway. However, wasn't able to get the move done, so we pull behind him and try to get into his slipstream so we can try to pass him a little bit further on. So with that, we are halfway into the race at this point, and we have quite a bit of a gap to the karts behind us, so we're just going to try to put in some consistent laps and try to catch up to the guys ahead of us. You can see after we tried to pass kart 69 back there, he's starting to pull away from us just a bit, so he seems to be just slightly faster than us, so hopefully the karts ahead of us start fighting so we can take advantage and start to catch up to them. Although we aren't catching up to the karts ahead of us, we're kind of maintaining the distance. We are definitely pulling a bigger gap on the karts behind us, as you can see. So we are putting in some good laps, so let's just continue this and see if we can try to catch up to those karts in front. You can see it's a group of about 4 in front of the guy in front of us. So if they start trying to pass each other, then hopefully we can take advantage and move up the rankings just a little bit more. Going into lap 9, you can see we've been pretty consistent on the last couple laps. We've had consistent 111s there, so pretty good considering our fastest lap of qualifying was a 112.3 3. We are definitely increasing our pace throughout the day, which is definitely good. See, we have at this point a very large gap behind us, so that's not really much we have to worry about unless we do a pretty giant mistake, but we should be good to just focus on trying to catch up to this group in front of us. And they're not too far away, so it's definitely possible to catch up to them. We seem to be going roughly the same speed, though we're not catching them at this point, but if they start to fight and try to pass each other towards the end of this race, we definitely are in a position that we could definitely take advantage. See the marshal there saying 2 laps to go, and we still have a bit of a gap to the carts in front of us, about the same we've been working with, but you can see they are starting to fight, and that is opportunity for us. You can notice we definitely are gaining down this straight on them. And yeah, they're starting to fight once again. And this is going into the final lap. So if we're able to get a move done, we definitely need to be able to do it soon. They are still a little ways ahead of us, but we are gaining on them at this point. You can see the marshal waving final lap there. And at this point, we are pretty close to this group. We're almost right on them. So definitely need to take advantage of them fighting here. You can see they're going side by side into this corner, which very much compromises your exit speed. And you can see we got a good clean exit, which gives us a lot more speed than them. So we are going to try to pull past kart 67 there. We are able to get it done, and we're going to try to follow kart 94 here for a bit, and here we go. We try to follow kart 94 through there. We have been able to pass 2 of the group 3 in front of us that we were hunting for so long. However, I leave the inside wide open there, not going defensive at all, which is definitely a mistake, but it doesn't cost us temporarily. We're still in the second of this group here. You can see though, he does poke his nose through there, but we are able to hold it, and we do end up finishing with 20th, which is definitely, I'm definitely very happy with that. From starting at 24th, going all the way down to last, and then fighting our way back all the way to 20th. Definitely very happy with those results, especially for my first ever rental league race day. So if you enjoyed this, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe if you're interested in watching our future videos, and yeah, have a great day.